can I read from the issues for briefing put up formally by the Allahabad High Court on its official website? There, under the question whether the disputed site is the birthplace of Bhagwan Ram, it reads, the disputed site is the birthplace of Lord Ram. Place of birth is a juristic person and is a deity. It is personified as the spirit of divine worship, as birthplace of Lord Ram as a child. That is only the brief issues for briefing, but it is officially on the website of the Allahabad High Court.
Correct. You know, as Soli said earlier, we'll have to read the context in which the reasoning for it, and only then we'll like to comment. But because if you look at it, let me now take you back to the Gazette records of Faizabad. Can I? Do you have a minute? Can I read it out to you?
Go ahead.
The district gazetteer of Faridabad notes that the Babri Masjid had a, I quote, miracle well, whose water was revered both by Hindus and Muslims for its cool sweetness and its disease-curing powers, unquote. It further notes, quote, up to this time, 1855, both Hindus and Muslims used to worship in the same building. But since the mutiny of 1857, an outer enclosure has been put up in front of the masjid, and the Hindus' forbidden access to the inner yard make the offering on a platform, chabutra, which they have raised in the outer one, unquote. Maybe the honorable judges were trying to recreate this sort of a situation way back in the middle of the 19th century, before the British divide and rule policy came into effect.
Absolutely. Can I interrupt? That's the. Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt? That's the reason why.
Have to actually say.
Can I interrupt? What you quoted is part of the basis for the judges recommending a three-way split. They actually do believe that at different times historically parts of this site were worshipped by both communities, and although they have dismissed two of the claims, nonetheless, despite that, they have gone to suggest this three-way split. Would you say this was a sensible attempt at reconciliation by the judges?
Yeah, but then again the point we are to see, the cases before them were cases for title deeds. Now, whether this sort of a thing that has come up again, as I said, we'll have to read the judgment and study it properly, and I think there's generally, everybody agrees that the final verdict will have to come from the Supreme Court.
Okay.
The court, the Allahabad bench has given time for 3 months for an appeal, and said that status quo would be maintained in these 3 months. So I think a lot more water will flow on this issue, and I think till then the judicial process, we all must accept and recognize, is the only way to resolve this dispute.
Soli Sorabjee, as a lawyer, what you have is 3 separate judgments by 3 separate judges on a variety of issues where each judge has his own opinion, and you have to find where the majority lies. On which point do 2 judges agree, on which point do another 2 agree, and sometimes it's different judges agreeing on different things. How difficult will it be to form a complete, comprehensive, clear opinion of this outcome?
Well, you have to read the 2 judgments, which I may say the main judgment and the concurring judgment. Because obviously those 2 judgments are agreed as far as the conclusion, ultimate conclusions are concerned. I don't think there may be much of a divergence of reasoning in that, but I can't say. Actually, I would have been very happy if the judgment were unanimous. Very well. Then let's see the judgment of the dissenting judge. What is it based on? Does it say there is no evidence, or does it say we can't go into discussions? But the main point which you should emphasize is that there has been a judicial resolution of this long festering dispute. Of course it's not final, it will go up to the Supreme Court, but I don't think either side will be completely satisfied. But even if they are not satisfied, they should not get a feeling that, we have won, we have triumphed. That's where the political leaders and parties have to play a very important part. Nor should the other parties also feel, we have lost very badly, and a sense of abject failure. This is the atmosphere, this is the political parties. And makers of public opinion have a very important part to play, and also the media.
Absolutely.
Media also has a part to play. Apart from the legal merits or demerits of the judgment, the thing is, we should accept it in a proper spirit, subject to, of course, your right of taking it to the Supreme Court.